I do want to say Harvard is a very important project for this firm and for me personally. Obviously, the ability or the opportunity to play a role in the relationship between the university and the neighborhood, and with a client, with a university that's really building buildings for a very long tenure. These are important buildings that will last a long time. This is what you live for as an architect. The design solution was really 8 different buildings. One building, which is the most Harvard-like. It's a 6-story building. It is the latest generation, I would say, of the river houses. The rest of the site, and as I said, it's a irregular one, infills into the neighborhood with literally the historic triple-decker, 7 buildings. And they are the very traditional housing module. They are 3-bedroom units that are stacked. They address the street, they address the side yards and the interior of the block in the very historic patterns of the neighborhood. And those are the kinds of, and they're wood frame construction, and those are the kinds of buildings we built that are indistinguishable from their context, meaning they belong to the neighborhood and they belong to that fabric. This is a modern building, but it is a masonry building. Its material palette belongs to Harvard and belongs specifically to the river houses, meaning water-struck red brick. But the detailing, it is clearly a building that was built and occupied in 2007. And I think that that's an appropriate response in what is a very sensitive context. We want to belong to Harvard. We want to be part of the Harvard brand. But we want to be a modern building. It's very different from anything we've done before. These are small buildings. They're very colorful. Color is very much a component of this neighborhood. If you walk through Cambridgeport, you walk through the Riverside neighborhood, you'll see yellows and oranges and purples, and it is very much about the neighborhood. There's some very important components of these buildings. I mentioned the front doors meeting the sidewalk with a stoop, the bay windows, which are very much a part of this vocabulary, the color, the patterning of wood shingles or clapboards. And we wanted them each, there's 7 buildings and there's 7 different buildings. The team had great fun with it. It is something different for us, but it very much all came out of trying to solve the urban design problem.